What do you hate most about modern society? The amount of pointless arguments and bickering. We are in 2024 after countless conflicts, and we still gotta have discussions about what racism really is, and if being gay is truly okay. Like, come the fuck on guys, I guess you can say is not exclusively a modern argument, but it's certainly still existing today. LP finding a place to live, but no, we waste our time oddly confused about someone's skin tone, why they aren't a different one in this particular movie, and why they aren't gay straight. It's insufferable. This is about America. One time, my wife and I were abroad and I bought a little box of strawberries from a guy on the side of the road. I took one bite and realized I had never in my life eaten a good strawberry before. Its flavor was bright, rich, complex, just absolutely the most amazing thing ever. Then I came back to the US. The biggest, reddest, shiniest strawberries you've ever seen. You get so many that they go moldy before you can eat them all. And they are flavorless. They taste like green water. It was a perfect allegory for modern life. Greed. Businesses have no valid justification hiking prices, shrinkflating, and making everything a payable subscription. They do it because there is no regulatory body willing to stop them. Once they're given an inch, they take a mile and no one stops them. Is the government going to? No, because they are lobbied to look the other way. It is nothing more than a parasitic system designed to vacuum up all the wealth at the bottom, so all the wealth goes to the top. It is not sustainable and will put us in a position we can't climb out of. This is an American thing. I know other countries do it much better. There is a study and USA ranked in the crapper. As a hospice volunteer, I know we treat the dying like crap. We put dogs and cats to sleep to stop their pain. But we will watch a person suffer in pure gut-wrenching agony. Oregon is the only state I know of with right-to-die laws. When someone is so very close to the end that their body won't quit, it is ugly and painful and will rip your heart out. But we do very little to end that suffering. On the grand scheme, the fact that people still can't get along. If everyone, mainly governments, could stop fighting over land and resources and work together, virtually all problems would be fixed. How many wars have to happen before we learn our lesson? On a personal day-to-day outlook, what is considered normal for socializing? I hate that it isn't normal to put on pretty dresses and hats and have a tea party anymore. Or balls. I would love it if society could get back to having the occasional ball. Zero empathy from the general public. People mistreat any type of service worker. Cops gun down people for little to no reason. Billionaires and politicians steal money from hard-working individuals and lobby against the interest of the general public. Corporations lay thousands of people off just to please some shareholders or make a bit of extra money. An actual genocide is happening right now. And it's like the whole world doesn't give a fuck. Everyone thinks everyone else is an NPC. The dating scene is unfair these days. Creeps and gravitating towards younger, more attractive guys, while more men are treating ladies like they're supposed to worship men, and they'll resort to computer wafers like Plankton from SpongeBob. There's just so much distrust amongst everybody now. And I feel that social media and conversational technology is driving us apart. The insidious influence of social media wannabe celebrities on the young. You have everything given to you on a platter, and the pressure it puts on young girls and boys to be physically good looking. Their fashionable brands and act in a certain way is just beyond toxic. Shit like Love Island, Instagram tits chasing their 15 minutes of fame, and getting huge influence on young impressionable fans. Compassion for your fellow human. Not taking care of each other. Taking chances on people, second chances, transactional personal relationships, calling people through the internet friends though your mileage may vary, neighborhood trust. Talk about it walking your dogs or kids, set some examples. This is just how I see it through my personal bubble. Your experiences may be vastly different, and that's cool. Both can exist at the same time, and they do. The fact that very few people can have conversations about ideas. Political debate has become a game where people find any kind of negative association to an idea rather than base it off its own utility and possibility. Oh yeah, here's a guy with an offensive flag participating in a protest vaguely related to the party that supports that idea. So that idea is wrong by default. Even non-political ideas get politics projected onto them. Absolutely everything. The entire system. The people who run it. The corruption. The greed. The injustice. The inequality. The violence. The destruction. The hatred. Every single aspect of modern society is absolutely fucked. And the complete disregard and disrespect towards our planet and all the other life that it sustains and supports, and a goal to think we are somehow above every other living creature on Earth. Online misinformation. 2001 video game Metal Gear Solid 2 was exactly right in its techno-punk take on future internet and social media. We are spending enormous amounts of time, energy and resources to save a sea of worthless and incorrect information. This never-ending pile of untrue statements creates chaos within democracy, world politics, the larger scientific and philosophical debate, and much more. It's just so hard to get by even when you work really hard. Everything gets more expensive every year, and my 60-yearly raise won't come close to keeping up with rising costs in my area. Our rent is crazy for a one-bedroom, so we applied for a cheaper. But that still means emptying our savings for several $300,400 fees, plus the deposits. The savings was supposed to be for medical emergencies. Now it's gone. I think we're way too prudish when it comes to sex. People are always looking for trauma and predatory behavior rather than viewing it as just a life experience where mistakes can happen, sure. But you live and you learn. I know traumatic experiences and predators exist, but most people are just bumbling through life. And if they make mistakes, it's out of ignorance rather than malice. Everything is so bright and loud and sexy and an assault on the senses. Tracks are so large. Beat drops are so intense. Weed is so strong. Girls on social media are so provocative. Insults are so mean. Eyelashes are so long. Politics are so extreme. Like shit. Just give me a break from it so I can go back to a healthy level of dopamine and appreciate the simple things in life again. The sense of self-importance that social media has given so many people, everyone and their mum thinks they're a celebrity or public figure nowadays. People degrading themselves and literally doing anything for validation, attention from strangers. So many have sacrificed any sense of dignity or self-respect just for a little attention, and do so without an ounce of shame. The term sheeple, and everything it implies, that just about everyone seems to believe that they, alone, are immune to propaganda, that they, alone, are unbiased, that they, alone, have the simple and uncomplicated solution to a myriad number of problems which for 1,000 years of human learning and progress have been, thus far, unable to fix. Honestly, our over-reliance on technology and social media. People build their whole personalities on social media and what validation they can get from it. Social media also turns people into mega jackasses who think they're always right because they have followers and likes validating them, no matter how right or wrong what they say truly is. The games people play with each other. People text other people for affection while the other is doing it for attention. People being nice to other people because they want something from them. Favors. Social status, money, sex. It's hard to find genuinely good people out there. I'm starting to wonder if any are left. Hustle culture and the work till you die sentiment. Sometimes I think about what life could be if society was built up in a different way. Oh, and making people pay to visit beaches and national parks because, when you really think about it, what the fuck? Like I have to pay you to see the planet we all just ended up on. A lie advanced and have an overabundance of food and natural resources, but we still live in a system of overwork, mental health, and broken relationships as we kill ourselves trying to make ends meet. There is enough in the world to take care of everyone and not just enrich the one. What do I hate the most about society? Many things. Or what keeps me up at night is that hunger doesn't need to exist. There are many countries, specifically America, who could completely eliminate hunger but choose not to because of greed. 80 million tons of food are wasted every single year in the US alone. How we, as a society, can be wholly aware of every propaganda technique that was used in news media and advertising for the last 100 years, and be aware of the damage that it can do. But if it happens on a social media site, then we lean into it and act like it's some kind of brave stance to take. In American society, car culture, car dependency. It's expensive, wasteful, not sustainable, a bottomless pit of spending, increases city temperatures, causes deaths, used to project people's egos. I can go on. Every day that I drive and see a single person in a Cadillac Escalade, it makes me sick. The temperature of social discourse has risen dramatically since the growth of social media. People are more judgmental, more critical, and more angry than in previous times. There seems to be a culture of outrage, where people actively seek out things to be angry and morally indignant about. Apathy is straight up encouraged. I see it the most from the people who claim to be empathetic. Like hippies or religious people, everyone seems to have decided that love now has a new definition, and being kind is being however you think kindness should be, not what kindness actually is.